Today we're going to be making a delicious country bread that has a sturdy and dense texture. All we're going to need is some flour, sugar or honey, water, salt, yeast, and some powdered ginger. We're going to start by adding 4 1/4 cups of flour to a mixing bowl. And now we're going to add 1 teaspoon of salt. And now we're going to add in 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast, which is the same as 1 packet. And now we're going to add the powdered ginger. We're going to add 1/4 teaspoon. This is an optional ingredient, but highly recommended. You won't taste the ginger in the final product, but it helps create a stronger, fluffier loaf. No, don't touch. Now we're going to take 1 1/2 cups of warm water and add a tablespoon of sugar or honey. And we're going to mix that up. Yes. And now for this next step, we're going to be using a stand mixer for the kneading. You can do this by hand, but it is a lot easier in the mixer. No, not yet. Just wait. We're going to attach a bread hook. And now we're going to slowly add the water and sugar mixture into the dry ingredients while mixing them with a dough hook on 2. And now we're going to mix it for 10 minutes. We have finished the 10-minute mixing time, and the dough is very smooth and barely sticky and pretty stretchy. And now all we're going to do is, using a spatula, scrape the dough down from the sides. And now we're going to cover it with either cling wrap or a lid. I'm going to be using a plate, and we're going to let it rise in a warm area for 25 minutes. Okay, the 25 minutes is almost up, so I'm going to take this time to butter a bread pan. I'm going to be using an 8x4 bread dish. This produces a very tall loaf, so if you have a wider bread pan, it'll still work great. Make sure you get all the sides and as far as up as it goes, because this bread rises a lot. Okay, the 25 minutes is up. And as you can see, the dough has risen quite a bit. I'm just going to use a spatula to loosen the sides of the dough from the bowl. And now we're going to take it out and place it in the bread pan. I like to make sure the top is smooth and really doesn't have any creases in it, because that will produce the best looking loaf. And then you're just going to spread it around a little bit. And now I'm going to cover it with a piece of buttered cling wrap. And we're going to let it rise for another 20 minutes. The 25 minutes is up and now it's ready to go in the oven. We are going to bake it for 35 to 40 minutes on 375. Here's the finished loaf fresh out of the oven. This recipe is pretty foolproof. I have never had a loaf collapse when I take it out of the oven, but the height will vary depending on how long you let it rise for. So 18 to 20 minutes is perfect. If you let it go any longer than that, the loaf will be fairly short. And one other important thing to remember is to let it cool completely before cutting into it, because when it's hot, when you take it out of the oven, it's still cooking inside of the bread. So if you open it up, it'll just be gummy and not at all like bread on the inside. So be sure to let it cool down completely. And now would be a good time to transfer it to a cooling rack or a cutting board. Done. That is a very short loaf. But pretty good looking. The loaf has finished cooling and now it's time to cut it open and taste it. Looks good. I eat. Here's the slice, and it holds together really well, and it is pretty soft and pretty flexible. And now we're going to taste it. I eat. Good. Thank you for helping me make it. How's the bread? Good. It has a nice crunchy crust and a very soft and moist inside. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy this bread. It is my favorite bread recipe to make. Mine too. God bless, and we'll see you next time.